Hi ladies, and welcome back to Talk That. So I promised you that the next time I speak that I would have a special guest, and I do. I brought my daughter Noah to sit with us for a moment and talk about single moms getting into new relationships, or should I say starting over from previous relationships when you have a child. Noah?
Hi guys.
So I know that Noah probably doesn't remember me when I was in a relationship with her dad because she was very young when we separated. And I want to get your perspective of how it was first with only having your mom and your dad not being present in your life.
When we first got to Florida, it was very weird because I would always think, like, where's my dad? Why are we here? And yeah, it's just been very weird.
And that's understandable because at the time when we separated, Noah was about 5 years old. So I don't think she remembers her father being in her life. Can I say that? Or do you remember any part of that?
I remember some parts, like going to the beach, making tea, stuff like that, but not a lot.
So how important is it for a young child, as you were, to only have your mom in your life and not your dad? How did it affect you, if it did?
It affected me because, well, when I went to sleepovers and when my friends had their mom and their dad, it was just like, wow, you guys have both. And it was like really hard for me to talk to their dads if they like asked me a question or something. It was hard for me to answer them because I've never had a dad like really
that played
young.
A role in your life.
Really young.
So you didn't know how to perceive the situation or how to react, having a strong male figure in your life like that. Okay, that's understandable. So ladies, it's very important, I would say, just from Noah's response, that you want to have, when you start dating and you're going out there, you want to make sure that the man that you're dating is a man of substance. And what I mean when I say that is, does he like kids? And more importantly, can he deal with your kids? Because a man that likes you or is interested in you, he's also going to be interested in your kid. So for me, being a single mom, that was very, very important. And the other point that I want to add is that being a single parent, you don't want to bring a lot of men around especially your daughters. So I was very, very selective about who I brought around, especially Noah, her being the youngest child, but all of my kids, and I have 3 kids in case some of you didn't know. Noah's the baby, and so I found it was very important for me to get involved with someone that can play a vital role in her life. Not to take the role of her father because he is still alive. He's just sick, but he's a great dad. But I wanted someone that would add to her life or fill that need or that gap in some way. So that's very important to pay attention to that. So Noah, the other question I would have for you is, once I started dating, I don't even know if you knew I was dating. Did you?
I don't think so, because I remember when we were at my aunt's house, I used to be like, "Mommy, where are you going? Why are you leaving?" And used to be like, "Oh, I'm gonna find you a new dad." Not like a new dad to take the role, but like a father figure, and or Not that she would just go around and just say that anyone's like that, but
I think I started making a game out of it. I got to a point where I didn't like bringing guys around my kids, and so if I would leave and have to go on a date, then of course it would be like an interview process when I dated men, because I wanted to find a man with substance. So it wasn't that I was finding her a new dad, no. More like a father figure, especially after my father passed away, and my older kids. My older daughter had she had the opportunity to have that male figure in her life, which my father did a really, really great job with my oldest daughter. But unfortunately, he passed away when Noah was probably about 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So and then my son had his father in his life, which did an awesome job with him. But so I think when I said that, it meant that I was out not only looking for a mate for me that was compatible for me, but someone that was compatible with Noah as well. So it's going to be brutally honest on this show. Some of the stuff I'm hearing from my daughter I've never actually heard before. So this is going to be very, very interesting. So I'll start about when I started dating my now husband, my present husband. We dated for a little while, and then I think Noah turned 10, and he volunteered to come and barbecue at Noah's 10th birthday party. So I want to talk about that because I don't think I ever introduced him as my boyfriend or a guy I was dating, because at that time we were friends. But I think in Noah's mind or in the kids' mind, they were trying to question who this man was. So Noah, how was it when you saw like Kevin came to barbecue at your party, and did you suspect anything at that point?
To be honest, I don't think I did. I don't think I was really paying attention to him. But I was when he was like, Noah, this is my friend Kevin, and he's barbecuing, say thank you and stuff. And I was like, oh, thank you. And yeah, that was it.
So yeah, I was really, really careful about how I would introduce Kevin, because again, we were friends, and I thought that would have been a perfect opportunity to see how he would, blend into that environment with kids, because I wanted someone that would be able to deal with children, and that was why I did that. Also, I think once Kevin and I decided to date and made everything official, and then I introduced Noah, but I think she had seen him around a couple of times. He started coming over, a little more, and then we'd go out places with him, and so it would just be me, him, and Noah. And so Noah, how did that feel? Like, I think it's when we used to go every Saturday.
Oh yeah.
To Fort St. Lucie, and that's like an hour and a half ride there and back. So Noah was in the car with us the whole time, and I just want to get your perspective of how you felt in that present time, knowing that Kevin and I were now dating.
It felt it felt normal, because I think because he was around more, I kind of got used to it and felt comfortable. Yeah, it was really fun, and we actually talked, and yeah.
At the time that we were dating, would you say that now that you were at a comfort level, were you happy that your mom was in a relationship, or did you prefer us to just be me and you? Because at the time, it was only Noah and I. Nakeem had already left for college, and Dejan was with his dad, so it was mostly just Noah and I.
It was really fun, just being us two. But when it started with Kevin, it was really fun. It was more fun because then I wouldn't have to call my mom to do everything. Like if I was sick, Kevin could take me home and take care of me, or dentist appointments, he could take me, and not my mom just doing everything now. So,
And were you okay with that?
yeah.
So I guess what I'm trying to say, ladies, is number one, you don't want to rush a relationship or a new relationship with your kids. Being a single mom, you want to just kind of go into a flow with it, and you want to make sure that when you introduce that man to your children, when you've already done the check marks, and he had this, and he's okay with kids, he's a great person, I'm comfortable with him, my kid is comfortable with him. That's the number one thing. You want to make sure that your child or your children are comfortable with the man that's going to eventually share your home with, your life with, your bed with. And I think for me that was extremely important, that Noah was comfortable with Kevin and Kevin was comfortable with Noah, that I can leave and they'll be here and they have a very unique relationship. So Noah, talk about the relationship you have with Kevin.
Our relationship is a goofy relationship because I don't want to say that we're saying bad stuff about you, Mommy, or making bad stuff about you, but like sometimes when my mom is being dramatic about like makeup or something, or like how she cooks, and she's like, when we're feeling sad or something, she's like, do you want me to make you some bread pudding or something good? And then she'll just touch you like this and me and Kevin be making fun of her like that, and
because I do
it's
this.
really funny.
Aww. You okay, honey?
Yeah. And well, yeah, I actually forgot what I was gonna say.
Talking about you and Kevin's relationship.
Oh yeah. And yeah, it's goofy, and yeah.
So you guys pretty much have a great relationship.
Yeah.
So the other point I want to make is to make sure that the man in your life that you have now approved to enter your life with your children, make sure he's a help to you, I know some men just come in and they're only concerned about the mom and they don't care about the kid. You don't want a man like that in your life. You want a man that is going to play a vital role, like I said, in your children's life, whether they have fathers or if something happened to their father. They're not there to be their father, but they're there to show what, especially for boys, what a male figure should look like. So you should always think about that, especially if you have boys. That if you bring a man into your life, you want to make sure that it's someone that your son could look up to. It's someone that your daughter could aspire to have in her relationship. Kevin and I have a great relationship, and I think Noah looked at our relationship and she knows what a good relationship consists of, because we have a good relationship, because we have we show her that through our everyday life, and she sees that. So when she gets older, now she knows what is good and what is not good. So she's not going to have a man that's going to hit on her or disrespect her or talk to her like she's nobody, because she sees what the male figure in her life is doing and how they interact, how we interact with each other, which is really awesome. The other point I want to touch on is for the ladies to make sure, and I can't stop saying this, to make sure, especially when you have girls, that they are comfortable with having the man around them before you want to move that man in or move in with a man. Kevin and I dated for probably about a year or so before we moved in, And I want to ask Noah how she felt about that.
Well, what I felt when we first moved in with Kevin, when we moved into our apartment, it was really weird. I used to stay in my room a lot because I wasn't really used to having Kevin stay with us, and we stay with Kevin and stuff. So I stay in my room, but then when we used to really go out to eat, have family dinners, a lot of fun stuff together as a family, really, then it started to get really natural, and I came out of my shell, kind of.
And the other important thing I'm gonna just add on to that note is that I think with Kevin, he paced it in building a relationship with Noah, which I was like, oh my God, why don't you do stuff with her? But he's like, I got this. He did it at a pace that made Noah comfortable. And the most important thing for me is that Noah felt like she belonged, not just with our relationship, but even with Kevin's family. Like, Kevin's mom is awesome. And so is his sisters. They're all awesome. I remember one time we went to the family Thanksgiving, and they had rented this house, and we all stayed there. Well, this is the first time I'd met his sisters and cousins and nephews and nieces, and this is the first time I think everyone had met Noah. And they just treated Noah like she was
family.
She came out of Kevin's loins. And watching the relationship like that, I think it made Noah even more comfortable.
Yeah.
And now she loves Kevin's family, so that's also important. So it's like, even though her father is not in her everyday life because of his illness, Kevin doesn't take the role. I mean, he took in the role of a father, but he hasn't replaced her father. He's added to it. So whereas she had one, now she has two. And that's pretty awesome. Noah, do you want to leave any final remarks or any final thoughts?
Yes. Actually, I do. I just want to say that some kids might think that living with either you're living with your mom or your dad and they just started dating or got married and you're really shy, it's okay, because they're gonna love you no matter what, even if you're really not like their kid, like they didn't come out of you or anything. Kevin really treats me like a real daughter. Like, not saying that my dad didn't, but Kevin really, like, he added to it. He made it better, because I was really shy around anyone's dad. But now with Kevin, it's getting better.
Good. So, lady, you heard it right here from
Bless you.
From Noah, and it's very important that moms, you pay attention.
Oh, and Georgie, pay attention.
Okay, stop, Georgie.
And
Georgie.
this is our new member of the family, Georgie.
Georgie, come down. Sit.
No, that's mine.
Sorry, guys.
Sit. Hey, Georgie.
Sit.
Good boy. Hey.
Sorry, Georgie's a little hyper. He's the new addition to the family, and we're still trying to train him, which you can tell how well that's going. But like I was saying, you just want to make sure that. Georgie, did you want to say something too? Did you want to say something? Huh? Okay. So you just want to make sure, ladies, that you're very, very picky, and it's okay to be picky when it comes to finding a man that you're going to date and eventually marry. someone that you're going to introduce your children to and around. You want to make sure, go through the interview process. I don't care what people say. Go through the interview process, just like a job would interview you. You make sure that that man doesn't have a criminal background. Do a background check. Make sure he's not a pedophile. Georgie, stop. Georgie wants to be on camera.
Georgie.
And make sure that he loves to be around kids. Because I will tell you that even before I started dating Kevin, there were men that didn't like kids. And therefore, do not be afraid to walk away. That's the number one thing as well, because at the end of the day, the only thing that you should be interested in is making sure that your kid's going to be comfortable with the man that you chose, making sure that man is going to love you unconditionally and love your kid the same way. That's important. And you want your child to feel like Noah feels. And Noah has her dad in her life, her biological father. And she also has Kevin, which plays a vital role in her life as well. So she got two dads. And make sure your kid is lucky enough, blessed enough that they can have the same thing. Because it's very important for kids to see healthy, happy relationships, girl or boy. So ladies, I want to thank you. Thank you, Noah, for joining us today.
Thank you for
having me. And remember, you're welcome to scroll all the way down, comment below, hit the notification bell so you can know the next time I post my video. Subscribe, share it with all of your single friends, especially those that you know are dating. And we'll see you next time. And remember, what do we say? Nah, talk that.
Wait. Wait. Scoot your chair, mommy, please. No. Okay. Now talk. Talk. Talk that.